Hi, welcome. I'm Amit Sangani, Director of AI Partner Engineering at Meta. My team is focused on building open source platforms such as Llama and PyTorch. Today, I'll talk about why Meta cares about open source AI and why open source AI is creating a positive future by giving more people access to immense opportunities and benefits, driving discoveries that enhance our lives, and spurring economic growth globally. Open source AI will help accelerate economic growth and unlock progress in almost every industry you can think of, and why Llama is going to play a central role in fulfilling that. So, there are three things I would like to talk about. First, open approach with Llama. Second, system and tools around Llama, what we call it as Llama Stack. And third, tools we offer to ensure AI is used responsibly. Before we dive in, I want to share a success story. A department within a large SaaS company called Case Based Research conducted automated research and assessment of documents for millions of cases a month. They were able to get high accuracy on 98% of research cases. However, the challenge was that the 2% of their most difficult cases were failing. The research team took the Llama 3 8B instruct model, fine tuned with only 150,000 rows of dataset, and achieved over 90% accuracy on the most challenging 2% of the cases. And when compared to GPT-4, it was 5x cheaper and 30 times faster in responses. By using a lightweight Llama model, case-based research met their platform's low latency SLAs with far less computing overhead and far lower costs than a commercial model. And here's how they did it. Incoming documents were first annotated through annotation service and fed to case-based researchers' classification service. First step was to do exact match with their static map, and if match is found, classification is successful. If not, it's fed to scikit classification model to classify category. Again, if match is found, classification is completed. If not classified, it's then sent to Meta's Llama 3 8B instruct model that handles all the remaining 2% of the hardest cases with 90% accuracy. This was not possible to do before they used Llama. By implementing this solution, they fulfilled their SLA requirements. Case based research then ran head to head comparison against GPT-4 and found that fine tuned Llama performed 30x faster in response times and 5 times cheaper in production. Llama supports both full fine tuning as well as parameter efficient fine tuning, including LoRa adapters. And Llama's open source licensing gives case based research full ownership of their newly fine tuned model. Let's look at some of the pros and cons of closed models. Biggest advantage of using closed models is that it is simple to use right away out of the box. However, it has higher inference costs and higher latency, and there is not much flexibility to improve any of that. Because models are hosted on their servers, it is hard to have complete control over data, privacy, and transparency. Even if you fine tune the model, it has to be hosted on their servers. Ideally, you want to bring model where the data is and not the other way around. Multiple independent researchers show fine tuning models outperform generalized models. When you have vast amounts of data, billions of tokens, specialized models trained from scratch are the best option. However, this approach is extremely costly and time consuming, taking days to complete on expensive GPU clusters that strain budget and capacity. In most cases, where organizations have medium to large data volumes, typically ranging from 1,000 to 1 million data points, fine tuning is the best and most cost effective option and can be accomplished within hours without breaking the bank. This is where open source models such as Llama provide great flexibility. Fine tuning an Llama 8B or 11B with even small amounts of high quality data improves performance dramatically and makes it better performing than general models. Let's take a brief look at evolution of Llama. Llama 1 was a research project developed by Meta's fundamental AI research team called FAIR. Llama 1 was licensed for research purposes only. However, there was a huge demand from enterprises to use Llama for commercial purposes. Therefore, we launched Llama 2 with a permissive commercial license, allowing for broader use, including commercial applications. Since then, we have continued to launch new state of the art models, all open sourced. Code Llama and Purple Llama for coding and safety, Llama 3 and Llama 3.1, improved models from previous versions, showed high performance on a wide range of industry benchmarks. Llama 3.1 has 405B, the largest open source model out there, primarily used for synthetic data generation and distillation. In September 2024, we launched Llama 3.2, 11B, and 90B, which have vision capabilities that support image reasoning use cases. And 1B and 3B are lightweight models that fit on edge devices, enabling more private and personalized on-device AI experience. Llama 3.3 70B Instruct model offers similar performance as the Llama 405B model, allowing developers to achieve greater quality and performance at a fraction of the cost. We believe these open source models are the best in class, available in different sizes to support various application needs and use cases. Here's another example where Llama improved efficiency at lower costs. Cornerstone, a leader in workforce agility platforms, wanted to create an AI native solution that simplifies the production of virtual characters to be more natural and context aware. The goal was to empower HR professionals to quickly build practical XR simulations and immersive training that allows employees in real world scenarios to interact with virtual XR characters. But current solutions have limitations. Production of virtual character takes months, and these characters struggle to understand context. They use Llama 3.1 to create a game-changing solution for immersive XR simulations. With their solution, you can easily produce real-time XR training simulations featuring virtual and role-playing characters. Using Llama, Cornerstone drastically reduced the time and labor involved in creating XR simulations from 5 months to 5 minutes and saved over $200,000 on 30-minute simulation. Plus, with multilingual capabilities, you can translate simulations into local languages, perfect for global teams. Here is how they implemented it. Cornerstone fine-tuned Llama 3.1 8B with learning and skills data to increase accuracy. They use prompt engineering to configure model for downstream processes such as animation, text-to-speech, and reflections. Retrieval augmented generation, what we call it as RAG, workflow injects context from multiple sources, including customer-defined sources such as hiring or product documentation data. The result is an immersive training simulation with expert characters that detect intent, speak naturally, and tap into extensive knowledge bases. All of this faster and at lower cost and opened up tons of more use cases. Think of AI advisors and AI experts. Now, let's talk about why does Meta care about open approach. In July of 2024, Mark Zuckerberg, founder and CEO of Meta, wrote a detailed letter on how open source AI is the path forward. In his letter, he talks about how open source will ensure that more people around the world have access to the benefits and opportunities of AI. That power isn't concentrated in the hands of a small number of companies, but available to be deployed more evenly and responsibly across the world. Open source isn't just a way to build software, it's a movement that shapes the future of technology. Open source AI benefits everyone: developers, startups, enterprises, and researchers. They get access to powerful tools that drive innovation and competition. It levels the playing field, fosters transparency, and enables global progress, ensuring AI benefits everyone in the society. For developers and enterprises, you can customize your models. Take the most advanced Llama models, train them with your data, a process called fine-tuning, or distill them into smaller size models to fit your use case. Your data is yours. No one wants to hand it over to the third-party services. With open source AI, you bring the model to your data, not the other way around. You stay in control of your data, your models, and wherever they run, whether on-prem, in the cloud, or at the edge. The choice is yours. And we have heard from our customers, running inference on open source models like Llama costs far less than closed models, and it's only getting cheaper. With rapid advances in optimization, AI is becoming more efficient accessible, and affordable. Open source benefits Meta. At Meta, we build great consumer experiences through our apps, which require the best AI technology. Open sourcing popular AI platforms like PyTorch and Llama enabled us to create the best versions of our products without being limited by competitors' closed ecosystems. Additionally, we benefit from the incredible innovation driven by open source contributors like you, pushing AI forward together. Open source AI is safer than the alternatives because it is more transparent and is widely scrutinized. Open source AI has the power to boost productivity, accelerate research, and improve quality of life across the world. Llama is helping drive the next wave of breakthroughs faster, collaboratively, and at an unprecedented scale. We are honored to have a close partner like Itomatic who can walk through how they are using open source Llama to power semiconductor industry. Please welcome Christopher Nguyen, founder and CEO of Itomatic.
Hi, I'm Christopher, CEO of Itomatic. We're working on something pretty exciting, turning semiconductor expertise into AI, right as reindustrialization is gaining momentum across America, Europe, and Asia. Last July, thanks to the AI Alliance, our team at Itomatic partnered with Tokyo Electron and FPT AI Center to open source Semicon, a semiconductor foundation model we built on Llama 3. When we announced Semicon at Semicon West, honestly, we were blown away by the response. What made this such a big deal? Well, in semiconductors, AI development has typically been behind closed doors. But Semicon changes the game. It gives companies the best of both worlds. They can use the open foundation freely while building proprietary layers on top that protect their unique knowledge and competitive advantage. They can innovate privately using Semicon as a starting point, yet still contribute back to the community in areas where collaboration makes sense. This dual approach means companies don't have to choose between open innovation and protecting their IP. Many semiconductor leaders have already contacted me about implementing this hybrid strategy. So, we've created this strategic shared asset that brings semiconductor AI teams together without compromising proprietary knowledge. It's a new model for collaboration that maintains sovereignty, pooling resources on the foundation while preserving competitive advantages. This approach saves significant costs and accelerates progress, which is crucial as countries invest billions in this reindustrialization effort. In terms of quality, I've got to say, Llama has really impressed us in a few key ways. For starters, the performance is solid. After we built Semicon on Llama, we benchmarked it against leading closed source models, and it actually outperformed many of them, demonstrating the value of domain specific models. If you're curious about the details, check out our paper on Semicon. I'm also amazed at how quickly it's improving. I remember chatting with Amit in San Francisco last September about Llama 3.2, and then by Christmas, Llama 3.3 was already out with additional capabilities. Beyond that, there are some benefits that really matter to semiconductor companies that are our customers. First, there's this concept of sovereignty that Jan LeCun talks about. Companies want to own their foundational AI, not rent it. Second, there's deploying AI in secure manufacturing environments, something that Llama enables. And finally, companies love getting those low latency responses that the smaller Llama models are great for. Looking ahead, we're really excited about integrating the NIM stack from NVIDIA. There's all this complex stuff with precision tuning, containerization, auto scaling. Frankly, I'd rather my team focus on other things. So, in our next Semicon release, we'll be using NIM to make everything simpler and faster. How Itomatic and our customers are actually using Semicon comes down to something we call domain expert agents, or DXAs. The challenge we're addressing is pretty straightforward. There just aren't enough experts in semiconductors, and many are retiring. The numbers are stark. The world is projected to be short about 1 million semiconductor professionals by 2030. That is a major bottleneck in this reindustrialization push. Our DXAs help capture knowledge from experts in a form that is both AI and rule based. The great thing is, these agents can be fully owned by semiconductor companies and used for all sorts of problems, troubleshooting equipment, optimizing processes, you name it. At Itomatic, we believe that by digitizing expertise and making AI more accessible, we're helping to overcome one of the biggest hurdles in global reindustrialization. And that feels like important work worth doing.
Thank you, Christopher. It is amazing to see how Itomatic team are revolutionizing the semiconductor industry using Llama. I wanted to take a moment to talk about Llama's largest model to date, which is the 405B model. Llama 405B model offers state of the art reasoning capability, efficiency, and scalability, making it ideal for enterprises needing high performance generative AI with flexible deployment options. It is also used for synthetic data generation and model distillation, which can be used for training or deriving other models with no licensing restrictions. Let's take another example of how Llama is helping deliver faster and more accurate results at lower costs. Scribe's core mission is to deliver knowledge to 200 million monthly active users. Their library is home to millions of best selling and emerging audiobooks, ebooks, podcasts, and magazines. They had a challenge where discovery on their site was limited to keyword search and pre built topics. Scribe chose Llama to improve their AI content discovery assistant called Ask AI. They found that Llama could handle the complexity of their content catalog while understanding nuanced user intent without sacrificing accuracy and speed. With Llama's customization and cost efficiency, Scribe was able to seamlessly integrate with their existing infrastructure. Ask AI now delivers highly accurate responses, 97.7% based on macro F1 score on intent detections. It's 76% faster with 30% lower costs. This is how they implemented it. They used a multi-layered model distillation strategy. The Scribe team used three Llama models to create the new Ask AI. Llama 3.1 405B for synthetic data generation, 8B to detect customer intent and routing customers to the best service based on their request, and 70B for generating metadata for content library. It resulted in a streamlined content discovery process, fast, intuitive recommendations with better, more personalized customer experience. All this with minimal latency at lower cost. Let's shift gear to Llama Stack. While Llama models provide powerful language capabilities, Llama Stack offers the infrastructure, tools, and APIs necessary to build, deploy, and manage AI applications at scale. It addresses many of the complexities and challenges associated with AI development, making it easier for developers to focus on creating innovative applications rather than wrestling with infrastructure and integration issues. Let's look at this in more detail. Llama Stack provides a standardized framework and modular APIs that streamline the development process for AI applications. This includes simple and easy to use client tools and SDKs, consistent and interoperable APIs, which are used by providers to provide their service, and tools for creating and using distributions. Llama Stack APIs are just a collection of REST endpoints. It supports broad set of APIs such as inference, agents to run multi-step agentic workflows, memory for RAG, eval to perform scoring, and more. These APIs need access to resources and provides that through adapters. Inferencing happens through models. RAG requires memory and access to vector databases. Eval need access to eval tasks, and so on. For a developer to build turnkey solutions, they need access to some or all of these services. And these are not all the APIs. We will continue to add more in the future. Here's another way to look at how this works from an API provider perspective. Different providers build adapters and make them available. For example, Grok, VLLM, AWS built inference adapters. Hugging Face and AWS built post-training adapters, and so on. Llama clients can now use these services with few lines of code and can switch adapters with a simple config file change, thereby making the life of a Llama Stack developer so much easier. And enterprise companies such as Dell, Oracle, and others can create new customized distributions for their end clients. This entire system brings in much needed standardization for the developer. Here is the architectural diagram, which shows in great detail a blueprint of how a Llama stack enabled system would look like. Starting at the top, AI apps use Llama Stack client library to connect to different services using standardized APIs. And each API then connects to different provider adapters to service the request from the client. These APIs can make calls to inline providers like Ollama for inference, Fias as a vector database, LlamaGuard for safety. It can also call remote providers such as Together.ai and Fireworks for inferencing, Chroma for vector database, and Bedrock for safety. And LlamaStack client library is available in Python, Swift, Node, and Kotlin, thereby also supporting iOS and Android platforms. All of this is open sourced. Developers and enterprise have embraced this, and we have massive adoption based on GitHub stars, growing exponentially. And we are just starting. A lot more to come on Llama Stack. Llama models and tools are extremely powerful, and we want to make sure that Gen AI applications built on top of them are safe for users to use. Therefore, we have built and open source tools for responsible use. In the spirit of providing an open approach to responsible AI, we provide a comprehensive safety framework to mitigate risk. We also provide the model and inference guardrails, LlamaGuard models, prompt guard, and more that we will talk about in the next few slides. In the Llama reference system safeguards are added, guarding the model from both incoming inputs, outputs from the agent tool to the model, and output going to users. This approach enables developers to confidently deploy their Gen AI apps, complying with the best practices of responsible AI. To build the system safeguard, we use LlamaGuard. We open source LlamaGuard 3 in all different sizes. LlamaGuard 11B to provide image reasoning safety, 1B for lightweight text moderation on edge, and 8B to support multilinguality. In addition to LlamaGuard, we are providing Prompt Guard to prevent prompt injections and jailbreaks. Prompt Guard is specially used for protecting from malicious prompts to ensure their security and integrity. Here are some of the examples you can see with jailbreak and injection risks, which will be flagged by Prompt Guard. We use a multilingual base model that significantly enhances the model's ability to recognize prompt attacks in non-English languages. Again, Prompt Guard is open source, so you can fine-tune it to your specific application and use cases. Code Assistant is one of the most popular use cases, and LLMs are used more and more for code generation. To suffice this use case, we have Code Shield that helps with inference time filtering of insecure code produced by LLMs. This mitigates insecure code suggestions risk, code interpreter abuse prevention, and secure command execution. Code Shield has been designed to work with all popular programming languages: Python, C, C++, PHP, JavaScript, Java, C#, and Rust. There is no one-size-fits-all guardrail detection to prevent all risks. Therefore, we encourage developers to combine LlamaGuard and Code Shield with other guardrails to cover safety relevant to your use cases. We also released CyberSec Eval 3, industry's most comprehensive set of open source cybersecurity safety evaluations for LLMs. It expands from its previous version by adding image-based prompt injection tests. It is used to test and detect insecure coding practices, requests to help with cyber attacks, offensive cybersecurity capabilities, and more. AI has been at the core of Meta's DNA, and we believe AI can be beneficial for all when it's responsible, integrated, and open. Meta has been a pioneer in open innovation in AI for more than a decade. Open innovation leads to better and safer products, more responsible development, and new economic opportunities. Our approach to building AI responsibly is driven by our belief that AI should benefit everyone. And we are not alone in this journey. We have a thriving ecosystem of partners who tirelessly works with us to make Llama and its tools accessible to everyone, driving innovation at a global scale. Llama is everywhere. On-prem and cloud providers like Dell, AWS, Oracle, Azure, and many others are integrating Llama into their platforms and making it available for their customers to perform AI services such as RAG, fine tuning, and synthetic data generation. NVIDIA is embedding Llama with their AI Foundry platform. We are also partnering with global system integrators to deliver end to end solutions for customers. Plus, we are working with silicon partners to optimize Llama for efficiency across various hardware and software platforms. The Llama ecosystem is thriving thanks to our partners who are embracing and accelerating the adoption of Llama and its powerful tools. And all of this is embraced by developers and enterprises. We have seen an explosion in the number of people using Llama: 800 million downloads, 100,000 derivative models. That's over 10x growth since launch. The momentum is real, and it's just the beginning. So, what's next? We are doubling down on innovation and making Llama even more powerful, accessible, and efficient for real world applications. And with your collaboration, we'll push the boundaries of what's possible. Thank you.